Morning everyone, I hope you're all well. Welcome back to the channel, and today I've got a review to do and it's from B&M. So come on over and we'll have a look. Elbow grease magic erasers. I brought these from B&M. They were £1.49 for a pack of 3, which I think's good value for money because you got 3 different sponges for loads of different household cleaning. So it says it removes stains easily. Marks and stains. You can use them for your walls, your appliances and household surfaces, bathroom, kitchen, etc. And they say that they get scuff marks and pencil marks off the wall, and it says the only cleaner you'll ever need. So we'll see if that's true as well. And it also says you don't need no chemicals, which I think is really good for environmental reasons. Right, we'll look on the information on the back. It tells you a few not recommended, so don't use them for polished, brushed or gloss or satin surfaces. If you're unsure, just test by rubbing gently. So we always test surfaces first to see if they're going to damage the surface or whatever. So just be careful with that one. Even though it did say that it removes scuffs and pencil marks off walls, so I'm not sure about that. Like it says, you don't need any bleach or any other cleaning products to use with it. You just simply run it under the tap and squeeze it out. So let's give them a review. Right, I'm going to open them up now, and you know what I'm like for opening packages, I can never do it, so I'm just going to tear that across the side. We're going to open them up. Let's take the cling film off. We'll put that to the side and we'll try and pull one out. There we go. That's what it looks like. It just feels like, pardon me, sorry, it just feels like a normal sponge, but obviously they're not, because they said that the sponge is very abrasive. That's why you have to be careful on what surfaces you're going to use it on. You can't use it on non-stick pans neither. That's not recommended. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over to the side, because I've got a dirty non-stick pan. It's just an old one with burnt on food, etc. So we're going to give it a go. So come on over to the sink. Right, I'm going to run it under the hot tap like it says, and we're just going to squeeze the excess water out. So I'm just going to squeeze that out. They haven't got no smell to them, so they don't smell chemically or anything. This is the non-stick pan, dirty pan that I was on about. We don't really use it anymore, so it's just one of my pans that I can get dirty to review all my products with. It also says never use them dry. Don't use them dry at all. If you've got sensitive skin, please put gloves on. Don't use them to polish your car or delicate painted surfaces. And just be careful with the countertops that you've got. If you've got granite worktops or stone worktops, they're not recommended. So like you've just seen, I've just run it under the tap and we're going to give it a go. Oh, can you still see that? Yeah. Wow. Considering it's a non-stick pan, I know it's quite dirty, but so far it's not even getting any of that off, is it, at all? So that's a big no-no. It's just taking all the sponge off. Like, you know, the bits of sponge, it's just taking all that off. So we're going to have to go and find something else to use with it now, because that's not working at all. Right, you've seen I've just wet this. It's only been a few seconds and it's gone dry already. They dry really quick. So I'm going to have to wet it again, I think, and wet the tin. I already wet the tin. But I'm just going to give it another go just to be fair, because these sponges do dry up quite quick. So I'm going to run a bit more water. I'm going to squeeze the excess out. I've wet my tin. And I'm just going to have another go. And as you can see, I'm scrubbing quite hard and the sponge is just falling to bits. So at least we've done that properly again. I just wanted to double check because the sponge had gone dry and I want this to be a fair test. So that's no good. It's just ripping the sponge to pieces. So they're not good for your dirty pans. Right, that's what it did to my sponge. It's put a hole in it and the other side. And some of the sponge has come off. Look, it started to rip already. So I've brought you over to the air fryer because the glass needs wiping over. So we're going to test that and see if we can get the marks off. I've wet it again. Like I said, be careful because they do dry up really quick. So a bit better on this sort of surface. I'm going to get a cloth to dry that. That's come up quite quick and clean, so that's good. I'm just going to get a microfiber cloth to wipe it over. This time none of the sponges started to peel off. So we'll have a look and see if it got that mark off. Yes, it did. So that's a big yes. So just because it didn't work in one place doesn't mean to say that it's not going to work in any different places. So there we go. That's the air fryer glass door, nice and clean. So that's a big yes. Right, I really apologise. I thought I was recording. I decided to get the rack out of the air fryer because, as you can see, it got a bit of food stuck on it. So there's me waffling away and I've not even got you on record. So what I've done so far is I've just wiped all the food off and I've just tried to get some of these brown marks off the metal food rack, whatever you call them. Sorry, I've gone all to pot now. And as you can see, I've had to put quite a bit of elbow grease into it. But the more you scrub, the more the sponge just falls to pieces. So this sponge has absolute had it. So maybe 3 in a pack isn't good for value because they're all just falling apart all of a sudden now. And it's dirty anyway. And like I said, they dry up ever so fast. Ever so fast, they do, honest. You have to constantly keep wetting them and wetting them. Do you know what? Can you see all the sponge bits just keep falling off? It's a bit awkward for me to show you. Hang on. Can you see it all? I've put a bit of elbow grease into it like your mum used to tell you. Put some elbow grease into it, it'll soon get clean. But like I said, look, you can see the sponge just fall into pieces. So that's a big no-no. Because you might as well just get a metal scourer pad on it or something like that, which would be much easier and less mess, because now I've got bits of sponge everywhere. Right, as you can see, this is the finished bit. It's got most of the brown off, but not all of it, because now the sponge is just completely falling to bits. So this sponge needs to go in the bin because it's dirty and it's all just ripped. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try one more thing and we'll see how it does on that test, but I'm going to have to get another sponge out. I've also seen online that apparently they're good for getting trainers white again. So this is one of my son's old trainers. So we're going to wet the sponge under some hot water, like it tells you to. Drain it off. Right, now we're going to... Oh, that's good, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm wobbling yet. Can you see how clean that got that up? Let's just do around the back a little bit more, the other side. That's got that up really clean, hasn't it? Look. Amazing how that's got that clean. I'll give it a wipe. You see how dirty it was to start off with. We'll give the other side a wipe over. Do you know what? I'm quite impressed with that. So far, it's been good on glass and the white of your trainer, like the base of your trainer. For oven dishes and oven racks, whatever you call them, no, because the sponge just falls to pieces and it doesn't get any of it off. Right, I'm going to give my final review now. I'm not too sure on this elbow grease magic eraser. because it hasn't worked on everything that it said that it does. As you've seen, I did the pan, non-stick pan. None of that came off at all. My sponge started to fall to pieces. When I did the rack out the air fryer, it only wiped the food off. It didn't get any of the brown off. With the glass in the air fryer, that came up really clean. I was quite impressed with that because it was just a quick wipe over and it came off. The trainer, the sole of the trainer, that done really well as well. And that sponge hasn't fell to pieces. So I'm not too sure because it doesn't work on the stuff that it says it works on. And your sponge dries up so quick as well. So I'm going to give Magic Eraser a 2.5 because I think it'd be good on your oven doors and your air fry doors and soles of trainers. I mean, it even says it gets pencil mark off the wall. I don't trust it. I'm not even going to try that because it might take the paint off the wall. Some people said that it has took their paint off the wall, so I don't even want to try that because I don't trust the product. That's why I'm only going to give it a 2.5 because you could only use these on certain things for gentle wipe overs, where it says that the abrasive sponge gets most stains off. It just falls to pieces and it doesn't get hardly any stains off. So for light work around your house, like oven doors, air fryer doors, maybe your glass on your shower thing, maybe it might be good for that sort of stuff, but I don't really rate this product. So I don't know what else to say about it because I'm pretty shocked actually because everybody has raved about these and as you've seen, I've not had much luck. So thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.